briefly, just briefly here. This is for those who are working for other people. You know, we're working for a company, corporation, and whatever food, farm, steel, whatever industry it is. The first thing that we should do is become familiar with company policies. A lot of times we think that HR is the law. And what HR is HR manages the affairs of the company. But HR is not law. Policy and procedure that governs the company is law. And if you're working for a legitimate company, that company is governed by labor laws that they have to adhere to. But a lot of us, we allow HR management to function in a capacity that's not in accord with company policy a lot, or even labor laws. So HR and the plant managers or management sometimes get it to the point to where they want to do what they want to do. So it's very important that we learn, if we're working for other people, it's very important that we know how to protect ourselves and defend ourselves against the evils of these people we work for. And if you go into a company and the employee handbook that they give you at the beginning of your hiring date, if you don't learn that, then 9 times out of 10, you won't know how to defend yourself when it comes to being written up, when it comes to things that the company should give you that you're not getting. We become frustrated, we become agitated because the lack of information or the lack of know-how keeps us in a position, in a vulnerable position, to where management can basically dictate to us whatever they want to dictate to us. But the first thing that you do if you're working for somebody else is learn the policy and the procedures of the company, because HR works for the company that hired you. HR was also hired by the company that hired you. So the end result does not lie with HR, but with the company that hired you, who hires HR to enforce their policies. So please, a lot of us have been fired, unjustly fired, and denied our unemployment insurance, which unemployment is an insurance that the company pays into an insurance. It's like an insurance policy that the company pays in every pay period. But when you have worked for a company 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and then you are fired unjustly and then denied your unemployment, you're being denied because we fail to understand policy and procedures. So when they deny us, we go on about our business because we think they fired us, or they fired us rightfully. But a lot of times the company will fire you unjustly and then deny you your unemployment, which you've been working there for all this time and they've been paying it in, and then you leave there without any compensation. So from here on out, if you have not learned company policy, learn company policy and procedures. Understand the labor laws. If you're working for anybody else, understand the labor laws, because if you don't, then people will mess over you. Understand what governs the company. Understand what makes the company function, and it's not HR. HR is the enforcers of company policy. That's it. The plant manager works for the same company that hired you. HR works for the same company that hired you, unless it's privately owned. You know, if it's privately owned, then it may be a different ball game. But remember that the first thing that you do when you start working for someone is learn how to defend yourself and how to protect your rights, which you have inside that company. And the first thing to doing that is understanding the policy and the procedure that governs that company, which comes from the corporate or the headquarters that you want to call it of the company that you work for. But don't be destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Information is out here. Google. If you ask Google, Google will pull it up. There is no reason for us to be ignorant to a lot of things that we're ignorant to based up on being lazy and just don't want to research it. We just allow people to handle us any kind of way, and it has to stop. We wonder why we don't have anything. We wonder why, as a black people in America, born and raised in what they call America, why we don't have anything. We don't have anything because we're not critical thinkers. You'll hear somebody who is a member of the Nation of Islam, and the first, oh, bro, those brothers are deep, or those sisters are deep. No, we're critical thinkers. And being critical in your thinking calls you to research. And when you research, you start to discover things that you didn't know. But even in your research, you have to be able to comprehend the information that you're accumulating. Clear words that you don't understand, words that you don't know the meanings to. Clear them. Understand the words that you are using to articulate yourself. You don't even have to be able to spell it, but understand it if you're using it to express yourself, to communicate. Understand the words that you are using, because if you don't, people won't take you serious when you're talking to them or trying to communicate to them or try to express something to them. We're not an ignorant people. We're the creators and producers of the heaven and the earth when we start to understand who we are. We've been denied the right to know and to understand who we are here. The first thing it was against the law during the period of slavery, physical slavery. It was against the law to teach a slave how to read and how to write, for the simple reason is they keep us confined to the systems or to the entities that feed on our very flesh. Ignorance, man, is only the lack of knowledge. Ignorance is our greatest enemy. So if you're working for anybody, learn how to defend yourself. Don't let a company or an HR manager or a plant manager or anybody else deceive you into thinking that they are the primary source of that company. No, they were hired just like you, and they can be fired just like you. So please learn. If you're working for anybody, learn your rights. Learn the labor laws, Arkansas labor laws. Learn them if you are working for somebody. Don't let somebody fire you and then you're not able to get your unemployment. Don't do that. It's foolish.